Friday Night Showdown recap starts now.
Welcome into our Friday Night Showdown recap show. Week 6 of the high school football season is officially in the books, including our 5th game of the week this season. And we've got all the action for you here in Central Illinois, starting with our broadcast game, Porta AC at Auburn. So Auburn, it's their homecoming night, welcoming the Blue Jays to town, and it's starting strong, opening the score of the game. But Porta, the quick counter, and it's the QB. He keeps it around the end far side, and Lane McAnally in for the Porta 6. Back to the Trojans, back to the ground, and give it to Chance Chrissy. And from 10 yards out, Auburn retakes the lead. Now Porta AC back at it again with a big play, stealing the lead back. It's Bryce Davis on the 50-yard scamper and score. Then we're head back. It's going to be McAnally into the air this time. Back to Bryce Davis. Davis is in as Porta extends the lead and grabs the road win. Final score 44-20. And with that, Spencer, he has the trophy presentation. I'll hand it away.
We got one more thing for you guys. Enjoy the victory.
Thank you.
Congrats.
And we stick in the Sangamo and head to a big battle with the Bullets and the Warriors. Williamsville is going to start this through the air. It's Jackson Sanders, and he's looking for Colin Grossenheiter, and it's caught. Touchdown in favor of the Bullets. And Athens, they're going around, and well, they're throwing it from Gage Hahn, apparently, to James Jones. Gage Hahn, he's not known for the arm. And then Athens, they hand it off, and it's Landon Kirk in for the touchdown. And Williamsville, they were really trying to take the lead back here at the end of the half, and they're going to have to settle for a field goal. That gives them a 9-7 lead at the half. They open it up in the second. Final score, 45-14. And Olympia travels to Pretzel territory for this Week 6 matchup. The Pretzels starting off the second half right. And it's going to be Connor Stinson. He grabs this one, bouncing on the kickoff, and he is going to go untouched as he takes this one all the way to the house. 20-10. Touchdown to extend the Pretzel lead 34-12. And Olympia, they're down big and they need an answer. And it's going to come down to Colin Simpson. He pitches this one out to Brendan Hardiman. He gets a nice stiff arm here, and then he's going to walk it into the end zone. A nice play there for the Spartans. Olympia looking to make a comeback, and this pitch is going to come to Brendan Hardiman, who shows here the run. It's long enough before the throw down field, and it's Brody Hish for a Spartan touchdown. However, New Berlin, they get the win, 48-32, a big one. And a few other scores here in the area. Plains and the Sangamo, a nice win over Riverton, doubling their score. And then Maroa staying hot. They're being Maroa. They're dominant in their homecoming win. They win by 40. And coming up in sports and here in Friday Night Showdown recap, we have more football. So stay here if you want more football, and just, yeah, stay here. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Friday Night Showdown. That was a fun little transition there. We have plenty more to cover here for Friday Night Showdown. First, we got to head out east to Carson Gordy. Carson, break down that action on that side for us. Take it away.
A lot of good action. Teams trying to book their playoff spots. Teams trying to win big rivalry games. Let's get right to Monticello and St. Joe. St. Joe, they're 4-1, and they bounced back really well since that Toledo Uni loss. However, the Sages, they've been struggling against top competition this year, and that continued in the first quarter. St. Joe just an absolute dart by Cody McKinney, and they get all the way down to the 4-yard line. Eventually, Cody would punch it into the end zone. And then Cody McKinney, he said, hey, get your keys, we're going out for a drive. He would, and then also take it for himself and call his own number. And then they would score on a second quarterback sneak. But Nolan Bennett-Kemper dishes it off to Zeke Young, who gets all the way down to the 40-yard line. And then he would call his own number and punch it into the end zone to cut it 14-7. Monticello would actually come back and upset St. Joe 28-21. So now they're both 4-2 this year. And heading into this next game, I just want to say this is crazy. This is Westville's offense this year. 54, 49, 63, 72, 63. They were scoring 60 points game heading into this undefeated matchup against their rival Clifton Central Comets. Westville, they would go up 3-0 right off the bat, but then Clifton Central, look at their wide receiver right here. Caden Nueva picks it off the ground, runs it into the end zone, 10-0. They take it for a 7-3 lead. But Westville, they had their high-powered offense, and then they would bounce right back. They would hand it off to their senior running back, Jack Eister. Taking it into the end zone, they would take back the lead 10-7. They would eventually pull away and win 37-14. Heading to our next game, it is Centennial taking on Urbana. Centennial just 2 wins away from clinching a playoff spot. They haven't been in the playoffs since 2023. But Urbana, they were trying to make it tight at the end of the first half. Throwing an absolute jump ball into double coverage. Good play there by the wide receiver. And then they would eventually get all the way down to the red zone into that 5-yard line. But Centennial, their defense is really good this year, only allowing 15 points per game. And they stopped Urbana on 4th down. They would go into halftime taking a 20-0 lead. We're still waiting for that final score, but if Centennial held on and won, they're 4-2, and next week is Thornridge, who's 0-5, so playoff looks likely. Now let's head to the scoreboard, the games that we weren't unfortunately able to get to. Muhammad Seymour bouncing back, beating Effingham 49-7. They're now 3-3 this year. Unity 46-7 victory. They're now 5-1. I think they could win a state championship. Going to the last scores just real quick. Champaign Central now 3-3 after a strong win over Danville. They start 0-3. And this is just a good feel-good story. Georgetown Ridge Farm, they had 1 win since the COVID-19 pandemic. After tonight, they have 3 wins this year. Keep up the good work. I'm Carson Gordy. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Sammy.
Thanks, Carson. And coming up after the break, we've got more football, so we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go. We got more football. Come on. And welcome back in. Friday Night Showdown recap show. We got to go quick, so let's dive in. Starting at Jacksonville, Springfield High on the road, Week 6 matchup. Crimsons, they're going to start with the ball first. A fumble is going to come off the snap, and it's going to be recovered by Bryce Bryant. Springfield, they take possession. And Springfield the ball here, and it's going to be Brody Scheffler. He's dynamic. He scrambles around the pocket before finding Jacob Scheffler for the dive into the end zone. Touchdown. Crimsons with the ball now, looking to answer. It's Braden Hutchinson with the ball. And he looks, keeps the ball running down the sideline, and it's gone. He is off to the races. Touchdown. Springfield High looking to get their answer back down to the 1-yard line, and it's seemingly the tush push. They're in for the score. Springfield High, a big win, 28-17. Then U-High traveling to Glenwood, an impossible task this year, and you'll see why. It's going to be Colton Knabler. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to sling it deep, and he's going to find his man Hayden Burke. He's going to get tackled, but first he's going to fall into the end zone after a monster gain for the Titans. And U-High looking to answer back. It's going to be Griffin Meyer here for the Pioneers. He's going to break the pocket and get up the middle for a few yards, swarmed by the Titans. And then the Titans with the ball deep in U-High territory. Knabler again. He's going to throw across the field towards the corner of the end zone and find Kirk again. Another Titan touchdown. They win big 42-0. And over to Lanphier, Quincy Notre Dame taking on the Lions and Raiders here. Big second-half lead. And then it's for Venlo. He finds his man, Rowan Stegenman. He gets a nice gain. And then back to the air, far side, it's Braden Smith. He finds the touchdown for QND. Lanphier, though, down big. However, they pull a touchdown back right up the middle. It's Kamari Richmond. 2-point conversion converted as well. However, QND 47-8 the final. And we look at a couple final scores here. MacArthur 61-20 over Lincoln. Rochester 63-24 over Eisenhower. Sacred Heart Griffin 63-0 over Southeast. And Mount Zion, they had a 70-0 win over Charleston. Then over to Central A&M for our final game, hosting Tuscola. And here's Dylan Reeves, the Manimal, and he's going to get out of that run, and then we're going to go back to the Manimal. It's Graves, and he buries the Central A&M defense in for the Tuscola 6. But the other way now, Raiders through the air. First now, a spinner for the nice gain, a tough catch through some contact, and then they're going to find a touchdown not long after. It's Caden Higgins, the tricky catch for him, in for the score. Tuscola 35-14, the final score there. Welcome back in. CFQ Friday Night Showdown game of the week in Week 7. But first, my play of the game. And it's going to go to Connor Stinson and the New Berlin Pretzels. Bouncy kickoff, hopping into Stinson's hand. He picks it up, and he finds a lane untouched to the house. Touchdown. Pretzels will go on to finish this one and win 48-32. A big-time win, and I hope you guys have a lovely night. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night and next week.